has she?
Nice, that's nice.
Okay, I think that's recording. Yep. Okay, my name is Sandra Griffin, and this is a video of the Dietary Habits consultation completed on the 17th of the 11th, 2017. This is Mrs. Joan Perrin, and let's begin. Alright, so today, just to begin with, I'm going to explain to you the scope of practice, which is basically the things I'm allowed to do as a personal trainer in regards to your nutrition habits and things I'm not allowed to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over your dietary questionnaire, which I've got here. And we'll discuss the things you are eating, the things probably eating a bit too much of, because don't we all? We love some sweet things. And I can give you basic advice. We can sort of discuss some strategies to help you eat a little bit more healthier. But if you need more than that, if you need like real serious advice, then we would recommend you go see a proper dietitian or medical practitioner. So that's within the scope of practice. I can give advice, I can help negotiate strategies, but I can't actually help you with menu planning or anything like that. Are you happy and comfortable with that? I'm just going to turn that a little bit because I don't know what my camera's doing. Okay, so we will operate here on the Australian Dietary Guidelines. Now we've got several guidelines here that come under that. Number one, first guideline is to achieve and maintain healthy weight by being physically active and eating adequate nutrition. So that's just covering basically your physical health, which also affects your mental health a fair bit. If you didn't already know, eat a variety of nutritious food, and that's what your 2 fruit, 5 veg, how much red meat you eat, fish, all of that nutrition information you tend to pick up through just daily living anyway. So that's what that's covering. Limiting foods high in sugar, fats, and salt. So the dietary guidelines basically just talking about, how we want to cut discretionary choices, which are cakes. We'll get into that further along. Encourage breastfeeding, which, you're not exactly about to pop out a baby, but, it is part of the dietary guidelines because it's nutritionally the best start to kids' lives, so, it's covered in there. And it actually also covers taking care of your food and your food safety, so you're not going to get food poisoning or anything like that. So, do you have any questions about the dietary guidelines there?
No, they're fine.
Okay. So, we're going to start by doing this form just so that we can get an idea of your dietary habits. So, I'll just pop in. Now, when we talk about dietary goals, it could be anything from, if you wanted to lose a specific amount of weight using dieting, or just as simple as, limiting certain intakes, things like that. Just a general improvement of diet, anything like that. So is there anything in particular that, you feel might be appropriate there?
I think we're pretty right. Can't think of anything.
Well, I know we have actually discussed diet previously, and you were pretty okay with it. I know you said you just wanted to eat healthy and continue to eat.
Eat healthy and just lose a little bit of weight.
Now, we've been a bit hesitant to pin down weight loss because it's not what we're aiming for with this particular client, and so we're going to go with the eating healthy just as a general. Now, you have no special dietary requirements, do you?
No.
None. And this is just some questions about what you would normally eat in a day, so we can assess how well you actually are eating, because I know a lot of us, I'm really bad for it, think we're eating really healthy, but probably could do better.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there's just questions about your average day. How many serves of vegetables would you normally eat in a day?
I try to aim at 5. Perhaps sometimes it might only be 3 or 4, depends on what I'm cooking.
So we've got information here on serving size. So your vegetables is about a half cup of green or orange vegetables, a half a cup of canned beans, peas, or a cup of green leafy, half a potato, half a medium potato.
Yeah, I would probably do that, say, 5 times a week, and then there's a couple of days where I wouldn't.
Because you'd probably say aim for about 4 or 5 there.
Yeah.
Now, fruit. How many serves of fruit would you say that you eat?
About 3.
Yeah, 3.
which is probably more than you're supposed to.
2 to 3. I mean, a little bit of extra fruit's not going to kill you, and it's certainly much better than reaching for a donut. Breads or cereals, and your breads here, which really threw me, is actually just 1 slice of bread. So if you're having a sandwich, that counts as 2 servings there.
Okay, yeah. So I always have cereal in the morning. That's oats uncooked with fruit.
You say
Bread,
about half a cup to. Would that sound about right?
yeah, half a cup.
Right, that would be a serving. And bread, you were saying?
Well, there's some days I don't have any bread, but most days I would have 2 slices of bread. The equivalent to 2 slices. It might be a roll or bread.
Yeah.
And it's usually wholemeal.
Which is much better than white bread. So you'd probably say 2 to 3 serves then with that.
Yep.
Okay, just double checking that is actually recording because I'm a little paranoid about it. I would hate to make you go through all of this again because I didn't press a button. Now dairy, we've got the serving size about a cup of milk or half a cup of evaporated milk, although I don't know who drinks that.
Yeah.
2 slices of cheese, 3/4 of a cup of yogurt and so on and so forth. How many of those would you say you drink per day?
If you count the cereal and the cups of tea, I would probably have 2 cups of the slim milk a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have yogurt or ice cream hardly ever. And cheese, I probably have a couple of slices of cheese a day.
So 2 to 3 serves then.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And how many serves of meat or meat alternatives? So lean red meat, fish.
1.
You don't eat seeds, nuts, because they count as a meat alternative.
Oh, do they? Sometimes I have walnuts, eat walnuts.
You wouldn't have them too often though.
No, not
So
very
probably
often.
just
It's
stick to
usually,
one.
yeah, be just that one.
Discretionary choices. Now this is one that takes a bit longer because we have a list of things that are considered discretionary choices. And I love that they call it discretionary choices rather than fatty foods. Okay, so this is over the course of 1 week rather than a day because I mean we don't really eat a lot of these things daily. So 2 scoops of ice cream, would you eat that in a week?
Probably 1.
Do you eat processed meat?
No.
No. Do you eat sausages?
No.
They're disgusting. Salty crackers.
Yeah, I eat them.
How many would you say you eat in about a week, like with the snack size packets?
Probably actual biscuits, probably 10 over a week, but just like Jacks or something like that. Mm-hmm.
The sweet biscuits?
No.
Don't really eat those. Donuts?
No.
Chocolate?
I don't buy it, but now and again if it's in the house, I'll eat it. But
you wouldn't eat it. And
I haven't had any for a couple of weeks.
You don't drink soft drink, do you?
No.
Slice of plain cake or muffin?
Probably about once a fortnight, maybe.
I'm going to tick that because you're actually really good on your discretionary choices. Hot chips?
Probably about once a fortnight as well.
You don't eat pies or pastas or anything like that, do you? No, I didn't think you did. Do you drink wine?
No.
Do you drink beer?
No, pretty boring.
Do you drink any booze?
No.
God darn it, I think you would make a fun alcoholic. So you're realistically only eating 3 serves of discretionary things a week. That's actually really, really good. So just based on this, I'd say you actually have a really good diet. I'll move that off to the side and get that out of my way. Okay. So you would already know a fair bit about healthy dieting, you know.
Yeah, I know it all in theory probably, but it's not always practiced as well.
Aren't we all like that? Okay. So you already know the main food groups we've got here. And for this particular assessment, I actually probably could have thought of like a dozen other people that probably would have been more suited to doing this. I'll probably do it with them anyway, just because I should. But you are pretty spot on. You're pretty right. You know all of this, and I'm going to feel a little bit like an idiot explaining it to you because I know that you know it. But
sometimes it's good to have it explained again.
It is, and well, okay. So we've got here information on what foods you should eat and how much. It's basically the food pyramid, but we like a pie chart because pie. So you know you've got your 2 fruit, 5 veg. You know you've got your grains, which I actually can't read how many you're supposed to eat of those. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you should actually be eating 3 serves per day.
Of grains?
Yes, of grains, breads, things like that. Which surprisingly enough, a lot of people avoid them going no carbs, no carbs, no carbs. But your grains are what are going to aid your digestive health. It's going to decrease a lot of colorectal cancers because it's clearing you out more regularly. It's decreasing incidences of diarrhea, constipation, things like that, unless you eat too much of it and then you stop. Okay, you've got your lean meat and poultry. Now, lean meat, actually, what really surprised me is you're really not actually supposed to eat a lot of it. I think it was something like 400 grams a week. And any more than that increases your risk of certain cancers. But eating none, and you really decrease your intake of iron and protein.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Was that
used to have...
No.
Must have been Mum.
We only have small serves of meat. Yeah, maybe bigger if we're using minced steak, because it's usually in a spaghetti or something.
Yeah.
Really. But I kind of put great carrot and stuff in there. So, yeah, we do have small serves.
Have you tried with spaghetti bog adding a can of lentils?
With the casserole I have.
Oh, I love it in my spaghetti bog.
They didn't quite mash in as well. So
No, I've been known to throw mine in the food processor if the kids are particularly fussy that week.
Mm-hmm.
And your dairy, you should actually be eating 4 serves a day.
I don't know, really.
I know, it seems like a lot.
Yeah, well, I thought I was having too much milk.
No, we'll see. I know a lot of people think that, drinking a lot of milk, eating a lot of cheese is going to decrease your risk of osteoporosis, things like that. It actually doesn't. It does increase like the strength of your bones, but if you're going to get osteoporosis, it's just going to lessen it because not getting enough is going to make it worse. If you understand what I mean. Do you have any questions about that?
So, but 4 serves, what's 4 serves of, would you say, dairy?
4 serves, you've got a serve is a cup of milk, which you'd have on your cereal in the morning anyway.
Yeah, I'd probably have at least 2 cups of milk.
I mean, there's one you might want to try if you want to increase your dairy without actually increasing a lot, is using evaporated milk in your cup of tea or coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Because a serving of evaporated milk is actually only half a cup.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to increase your calcium. 2 slices or a small matchbox size piece of cheese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite a small amount of cheese. Chuck it in a sandwich. It's not going to make much of a difference. Yeah. 3/4 of a cup of yogurt or a cup of any other sort of rice milk, soy milk.
Oh, yeah.
Any of that kind of thing. But I don't think we really go for the milk substitutes, do you?
No, but I could try them.
They're not bad in smoothies.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just love me some smoothies. Okay, so we've got that covered. But, okay, so I'm losing my paperwork here. It's there somewhere. So your main goal was healthy eating, and we're going to describe how healthy eating may help you reach your goal, but that seems rather counterproductive. So what I would like to do, if it's okay with you, just for the purpose of the paperwork, I feel like maybe increasing serves of dairy and grains.
Yeah. So what would you class as grains?
All right, I'm just going to quickly write this in here, and then otherwise I will forget. No, I'm not wearing my glasses. Okay, so your standard serves for grains is 1 slice of bread.
Yeah.
Or half a roll.
Yeah.
half a cup of cooked rice, pasta, noodles, anything like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Half a cup of porridge, half a cup of, 2/3 of a cup of cereal flakes, a quarter of a cup of muesli, 3 of the crisp breads like the sakatas and
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what else we're talking
Yeah, sometimes we have those. And
about. A crumpet or a small English muffin.
I thought they were very fatty things.
The English muffins.
Or the crumpets.
The crumpets, they're probably a bit sugary.
Depend on what you put on them.
Yeah, definitely. That counts. Okay.
Because sometimes I'm hungry before I go to bed. I'll have some wheat bix or something like that.
You're going for the wheat bix. I go for the Nutrigrain. Alright, so we need to discuss the importance of a balanced diet, which again is very basic. We already know that diet can decrease the risk of certain cancers. It can minimise your risk of breaks and things like that as you get older. Your bones become more likely to fracture, and increasing dairy is going to help with that. We've already discussed your breads and cereals. I mean, you're right up there with your vegetables and fruit, which is going to decrease your risk of diabetes, heart disease, strokes in some instances, because just having that general health can really... And not only that, but I know you are coming up on retirement, and having a good diet actually has been shown in conjunction with exercise to decrease the risks of depression and other mental health issues in people who have gone on to retire and suddenly find themselves with a whole lot of time on their hands. It's going to increase your energy levels and just your general day-to-day, all of that. So, done that one. Now, 3 to 5 healthy nutritional strategies. So we know that you do need to increase your dairy and grain intake. So, and I mean, we've discussed, just making changes that are going to help you increase your servings without actually increasing how much. Like, this, for example, with the switching out milk in your tea for condensed milk. Whoops. Just not the sweetened condensed milk, because that's quite high in sugar and gross. And just doing things... have you tried yogurt on your cereal?
Yeah, I have. Lauren gets yogurt, but it's got a bit of sugar and stuff in it, so I might just get some plain yogurt and do it.
It is a good one. So we've got that one. And with the grains. Now, one thing you could look at. Are you eating this early though?
She's got the Friday.
It's Friday.
She makes her own dinner.
And for the lecturer watching this, I apologise for the interruption, but Lauren's daughter is here behind the camera, and let's be realistic, we all love Lauren.
Yeah.
She loves herself too.
Yes, she does. Yes, she should. Until Tuesday when I make her work hard at the gym.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got here some tips for choosing nutritious food and drinks, which could also help with your goals. For example, planning ahead and stocking up on basic nutritious foods like whole grain cereals and other grain foods, milks, lentils, legumes, things like that. I would assume you keep a fairly well stocked pantry anyway, with all of the kids coming and going.
Yeah.
Oh, we love them, but don't teenage boys eat?
Oh, cool.
Everything. Choose a variety of types and colours of fresh fruits and vegetables. I love when they say that. Every time you see someone about a nutrition thing, it's always eat lots of different colours.
Yeah.
And we all understand in theory that, you make your salads nice and colourful, tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, all of that sort of stuff. Realistically, I just want to grab a packet of M&Ms. Every colour of the rainbow. Okay, try new ways of cooking with vegetables like roasting, baking, barbecuing and stir frying. I don't know how well you cook. I've never.
I cook a meal every night, a proper meal every night, except Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It's hit and miss. Sometimes I cook, sometimes I don't. But
What do you do on nights that you don't cook?
Line's usually here, so we have eggs on toast.
Can't go wrong with eggs, actually.
At night I might have cereal. Oh no, Merrick's coming back. I'll probably cook something.
One thing I do like to do when I'm doing eggs on toast, because the teenagers, I've done that too. Baby spinach.
Oh yeah.
You can get it nice and cheap from Coles at the moment.
Yeah.
It's so good with the eggs on toast.
Yeah.
Using fruit for snacks and desserts, and we've actually had to move fruit bowls just to make space here, so I'm good on that one. It's alright, my lecturer thinks I'm cheeky, so it's fine. Lean meats, but a maximum of 455 grams a week. That's
A week?
A serving size of meat is only
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's 4 times a week. You eat that much of red meat, and that's
Oh right. Yeah. Well, when I get steak, we just have a little. Because it's so expensive anyway. You just have a little piece like that, and not that thick. So that would be pretty right. Sometimes mid-steak I'll buy the big packet and often cook enough up for the next week as well.
a good idea, that one. And yeah, grating the carrot into it's a really good idea too.
Yeah, carrot and zucchini and stuff like that.
My kids can cook the zucchini. It's horrifying. I don't know how they do it. Do you have a food processor?
Not really. Now and again
I find blitzing the lentils before I throw them really healthy.
I
Think it's the
hadn't
sauce too?
thought of that. I might do that next time because they came out a bit whole and she didn't like them, which is unusual for her not to like something.
My son's the same with chickpeas. Okay, 1 or 2 meat-free meals a week. Would you say you eat?
Not actually. I have fish once a week if I can. We have chicken. That's meat though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically counts as meat.
Yeah, I should try doing. I tasted a really nice vegetable lasagna the other night. It's, one without because it was actually made for a person that's a vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
And that was really nice.
Where is that?
Oh, my daughter makes it for her son when he comes. He's a vegetarian, very healthy.
I'll come over here for dinner sometime. Okay, choosing reduced fat varieties of milk, yogurt and cheese. Do you eat much cheese?
Yeah, we kind of, like we grated onto spaghetti bog or cottage pie or what do you call it, shepherd's pie.
Same thing.
And then we have it, when we have like a sandwich to go to work or whatever, we put cheese on that. Sometimes in the afternoon we might have cheese and biscuits. So the big block with 4 of us lasts almost a week. I mean, a bit over a week, not. Yeah.
That's actually not too bad. That's pretty good for cheese consumption.
Yeah.
Do you get the low-fat variety or the?
No, I just get the.
You know what? If you're not eating constantly, then I'm not. I know the
Yeah, but
guidelines
the
say
light-
low-fat, but
yeah.
if you're not eating a great
Just tastes
amount of it,
not nice. I like the light milk. Oh, that's what we have, which is good because we go through 2 litres a day.
oh, nice. You eating a lot of milk there, Lauren? Or drinking a lot of milk?
Yes, yeah, I don't know, just between us. Or I might even drink more than what I think I do.
Possibly, actually.
I have a mocha sometimes. Yeah, it's really nice.
I found that when I was keeping food diary, I was amazed by how much dairy I was actually eating because I thought I was really deficient.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Small amounts of food rich in unsaturated fats such as oils, spreads, nut butters, pastes, and avocado. Do you like avocado?
Yep.
Avocado and cheese for dinner. So good.
Yep. I've got one in the fridge at the moment when I'm making this tonight.
It's so yummy.
Choose carefully when eating out. Limit creamy, commercially baked or fried foods. Do you go out for lunch on Tuesdays with Lauren?
No. Oh, hardly ever. Lauren goes every week. I might go once every about 5 or 6 weeks.
Give me that look, I'm picking on your diet next.
I actually very rarely eat out.
Because I know Lauren does a bit, but I didn't think you did.
I don't like, because I don't cook with salt, I can't eat the salty foods anymore. They go to restaurants and everything's just too salty. And
Yeah, I mean, you do need some salt, but you'd be getting it naturally anyway.
yeah.
Okay, store unused cooked food in the fridge.
Yeah.
She's really clean, so she does it anyway. For people who have trouble with their teeth, you don't have dental issues, do you?
No, because I've got false teeth.
Me too. Okay, and you don't drink any sugary drinks or alcohol. So we've got that.
No, very. Like it's only when we've got visitors that the sugar's used in our house. So, I don't get the soft drinks or anything.
So we have a couple of nutritional strategies to increase your dairy, but with the grains. When you're having dinner, you've got your steak there.
Yeah.
What would you normally have with it?
So like 2 nights ago we had potato, carrots, broccoli, peas. We had the 4 veggies that night, so that's all we had with it. A decent. It might have even been equivalent to 5 serves.
Well, if you're going to fill up, you might as well fill up on veggies.
Yeah.
But it might be worth even just thinking about chucking in like a small dinner roll or some rice as a side dish, things like that.
Yeah. I would sometimes like, instead of potatoes, we have rice. And then we have our spaghetti bog or one of those, or pasta dish.
Well, I mean, there's so much more to just grain dishes than just bread and rice too. We do have, it's something I shouldn't have said. Grains, you've got your breads, your flatbreads, pasta noodles, wheat cereal flakes, which you have your cereal anyway. But you've also got, you were saying earlier you had sometimes have cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just get crisp breads here on that one.
Yeah, swap to them crisp breads instead of the crackers.
I might get it out.
You got it?
You sure?
I'm fine.
But there are so many more options, and I'm happy if you would like later to send, because I've only got a very limited list here, but I'm certainly happy to send you more options for different grains, because there's so many these days.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've tried quinoa.
No, I haven't tried that.
I only tried it recently, and it's really good mixed in with the vegetables, because I must admit, it a little bit looks like tiny, tiny little tadpoles. But it tastes good.
Yeah, there's another, is it polenta? What's that other one that's, couscous?
Yes,
That's another good one.
that's a good one.
We have that sometimes.
Quinoa is a lot like couscous, so good.
Try that.
Okay, complete documentation, we've got that all here on the go as we're going. And then it's just paperwork. Are you happy with today's consultation?
Yes, Heb.
And is there any questions you would like answered?
No, I think we've covered most of it.
And I will send you more information on grains so that you can, and I will actually, I'm not going to leave these with the healthy eating today because my sister printed them off and it's way too small, so I'm going to correct that and then I'll get a copy of it to you because it does cover all of the serving size you should be
having,
and examples of each, so that, we did sort of say you were a little low in grains and dairy, so some more further take-home information. We are in the home information for you. Thank you very, very much for today.
Hope it all goes well.
And I will see you next time.
Thank you.